squadron commander, and Lieutenant McPherson, who was the cadet commander when I first came. And one of the first questions they ever asked me was, what is your long-term goal here? What do you want to accomplish? And I'm going to be 100% honest, I was not prepared for that promotion board at all. I was really scared, very terrified. And I had to think on my feet. What did I want to do within 5 seconds? And the very first thing I said was, well, one day, if I can, I want to be cadet commander. And I said, but I don't think that's going to happen. And they chuckled, they laughed, and said, that's definitely something that can happen, but it's up to you. It's you. Putting in the effort, showing up each day, trying, giving your hardest. That's up to you. You can do anything in this program. You can go as high as you want. It depends on how much work you're willing to put into it, right? Because they told me that, it changed my mindset a little bit. I started preparing a little bit more. I showed up. I was looking back at my cadet promotion report, right, to see when that first promotion board was. And I noticed I waited over 2 months for my first promotion, but every consecutive promotion after that, because I had JRTC's accelerated promotion, I hit it every single one. That little bit of confidence, that little bit of somebody there, somebody to rely on, somebody that believes in me, was enough to make me want to keep going. And now, over 2 years later, I'm standing here and I reached that goal, and that's really crazy to think about. Because little Airman Basic me never would have thought I would be here, right? She never would have thought I would be a cadet captain. She never thought that I would be addressing you as your incoming cadet commander. So, I want you to take that up to heart, that I believe in you, in the same capacity that those people believed in me when I first came. That your entire executive staff believes in you. That every senior member here believes in you. We're here for you. Leadership is not about being in charge. It's about caring for the people you're in charge of. And we care for you. We want you to succeed here. My command intent this incoming term is 3 simple words. And I want you guys to remember them so you can hold me accountable to them. Continuity, consistency, culture. Continuity. I'm not going to be your only cadet commander. I guarantee it. I have 1 term. And in that term, what I want to do is build a strong foundation. Because one day, the Airman Basics standing here, the NCOs standing in here, all of you will be in my shoes, addressing the squadron as cadet commander, as a flight commander, as first sergeant, as whatever it's going to be. So continuity. I want to build a staff training, a staff that can succeed me, that has the structure to continue on past my term. That's up to you guys, right? It's up to me to train you, but it's up to you to continue that legacy. Continuity. Consistency. That's directing you guys, right? I want to create consistent cadets. Consistent cadets showing up every week. Consistent cadets showing up with their boots shines, right? That's something we see sometimes. Boots shines, your ranks are on correct. You show up right and you show up because that is what Brandon Cadet Squadron is. I want to see you guys consistently in staff positions. That's why we're here. Over this next term, we're opening up a lot of different positions, a lot of different structures to have more roles for you as NCOs, for you as officers, for you as airmen, for everything. We're opening up positions to give you the opportunities, but I need you to fill it. I can't force you to do anything. Just like they couldn't force Airman Basic me to be here, couldn't force me to start promoting, couldn't force me to start showing up, right? I can't force you. But what I want to see, and what I'm going to give you the resources to be able to do, is increase that consistency. Increase the consistency of you showing up and you showing out. Because our motto here is above and beyond, right? So we're going to go above and beyond as individuals. Because as individuals, that's what makes the team. That's what makes our squadron. Which leads me into that last point, culture. This is arguably the most important part of the command intent. The culture of the squadron. Because the culture of the squadron is what makes the cadets. You'll go to tons of different squadrons, and the culture will be completely different. And what I love about Brandon, why I show up, is we are a team, and that is our culture. That you can look to your left and right, you can look up to these senior members up here, you can look up to your cadet staff, and know you have somebody there to support you. You have a team. You have resources, and you have people to lean on. We are 2-time state champions for cadet competition. And that is not the 6 of us that stands up there for competition. It is the 50 cadets on our rosters, even though all 50 of us don't show up. Because when we talk about it, leadership comes down to the relationships you build. That is why I show up to CAP. The relationships, the people I meet, the different experiences I get to have. And that is our culture at Brandon. And that is why executive leadership team. So each member of our executive leadership team was picked for a specific reason. They have a specific skill set, right? Cadet Second Lieutenant Rill over there, go ahead and turn your eyes to see her. Cadet Second Lieutenant Rill, she is so strong with all of her standards and regulations. Ask her anything about uniform standards and she will spout to you the section it's from. She's diligent, and she has an eye for precision. But she also cares very deeply about you as cadets. The very first thing when I asked her when she was selected for her position in regards to her goals was, I want to train cadets. I want more opportunities for NCOs under my cadets. That falls right under continuity, right? And consistency. I'm very proud to announce that Second Lieutenant Lila Rill will be your Deputy Commander of Operations over this next term. Cadet First Lieutenant Zhang. Cadet First Lieutenant Zhang and I have an interesting relationship. I wouldn't have joined Civil Air Patrol if not for Cadet First Lieutenant Zhang. And I'm sure he knows this, but I've never outright said it. Cadet First Lieutenant Zhang and I were friends in JRTC, and the only reason I was interested in joining CAP is because he was, right? He is who got me here. You are who got me to stay. What I love about First Lieutenant Zhang is he falls in that culture side, right? He's got such a love for cadets. Each one of you who've ever been under his command, I guarantee you've built a personal and professional relationship with him. He's the type of person you can come up to and know he's a safe place, somebody you can rely on. And in a lot of ways, he differs from you. Creative. Lieutenant Zhang is one of the most creative people I know. I know I could give him any task, and it will not get done how I would have done it. It's going to get done a completely different way. But I also know I can look at him and say, hey, I want to do this outlandish and crazy thing, and he's going to get it. He's going to delegate it down to the right people, and he's going to execute it, no matter how crazy that is. Very proud to announce that First Lieutenant Ricky Zhang is going to be your deputy of support for this incoming term. So Cadet First Lieutenant Filikoski is not here with us tonight. She is sick. However, when you see her next, please give her a round of applause. Cadet First Lieutenant Filikoski, she is somebody who, again, is close and dear to my heart in a similar capacity as Lieutenant Zhang over there. I was the person to bring First Lieutenant Filikoski into the squadron as a recruit, but I didn't have to do it. She came up to me, and she told me she wanted to be here. Why did she want to be here? Well, she knew she struggled on certain things, like public speaking, and she wanted to enhance it. She wanted to improve herself. That's why she comes up. But Filikoski, in all definitions, is a cadet who's here for cadets. She is the definition of a servant leader. To the extent she's not here tonight because she's sick, because she knew she could be here, but she didn't want to get you guys sick. She's here for you guys. She's the one who comes up to me and says, hey, I think we can improve this in the squadron. Hey, I've noticed these cadets are struggling with this, right? Again, that consistency aspect. I'm very proud to announce Cadet First Lieutenant Jana Filikoski will be your cadet leadership officer over this next term. Give her a round of applause. And I know I'm standing in between you and food, so please bear with me. There's 3 more. I'm very proud to announce Chief Master Sergeant Perdomo over there. Chief Master Sergeant Perdomo, he is the person who lightens the mood no matter what's happening. I know I've been in very stressful situations and where there's a lot of work, there's a lot of things happening. Even a recent example of our line staff interviews, Chief Master Sergeant Perdomo over there is the person who makes you smile, no matter what. He brings them around. He brings the joy. Because leadership is not only about tasks. It's about having fun while you do it, learning while you do it. And even though some things are going to suck, having the people around you that make you enjoy the things that are hard. And that is what Chief Master Sergeant Perdomo is. And I'm very proud to announce First Sergeant Joshua Perdomo will be your first sergeant for this next term. So please give him a round of applause. So the next two I'm going to lump together because their roles are very similar, but they taught me 2 completely different things. Cadet Colonel Meldrum Green and Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Beebe, this is being recorded. recorded so they can watch it, so they know they're mentioned. But you've known them, right? Lieutenant Colonel Beebe was your cadet commander. Colonel Meldrum Green was your deputy of support. You've seen them at the squadron. They've served their time in these executive staff roles. So why am I mentioning them? Why am I talking about them again? They've done their job, right? No. That's what's so amazing about them. They each have a completely different leadership philosophy, completely different style of leadership. If you've ever seen the two interact, they lead things very differently. And they both lead things amazingly, because there's no one correct way to lead. They've been my mentors and my advisors since back when I was an airman basic and he was First Sergeant BB. And when I was an element leader and she was Cadet Captain Meldrum Green. Right? They completely influenced my life and mentored me. And I know they're going to do the exact same thing for this set of executive leadership. So I'm very proud to announce that Cadet Colonel Susie Meldrum Green will be our Cadet Leadership Advisor, and Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Christopher Beebe will be our Cadet Operations Advisor. Please give them a hand. So I just mentioned, right, that I took what they taught me in their leadership philosophies and influenced mine. That's why I told you the strengths of your executive staff team right here. Because as cadets, know that those strengths are going to be here to support you, but also watch them. See how we lead. And choose if that's how you want to lead. If you want to take parts of it. My goal this term is to make you core values leaders. We talked about it last week, right? I know you all have the capacity for greatness, and I'm going to give you the resources to ensure you can reach that capacity. One last special mention for the senior members. I know I've talked a lot, you guys went through. But both of these senior members, specifically Lieutenant Beebe, has been here since the day I joined CAP. And when I first joined, there weren't a lot of girls here. There was Cadet Kessler Burns, who's back there, who showed up to support me today. There was Lieutenant McPherson, who was our squadron commander. And then there was Lieutenant Beebe, who was a senior member. And I remember being so scared my first meeting, so out of place. And that woman right there is what made me feel place. She, throughout my cadet journey, has made me feel so supported at times, and sometimes a little bit of tough love is necessary. But she's given me the confidence to be up here today. And Major Will over here, he's given me the confidence to speak my mind, and know that it is okay to have something called respectful dissent, which you're going to learn about when you become officers, because I know you guys are going to become officers. That's going to be that very first chapter you read as officers. Respectful dissent. Major Will has taught me that it's okay to be different, and it's okay to want to change things. But if you do it respectfully, and you do it the right way. He is sometimes like a father. He is a very dad-presuming energy, but he brings a lot of joy and comfort. These senior members are people we look up to and we respect. In the same capacity, I hope you continue to do. I look up to them, I respect them. But I also look up to each and every one of you. And I respect each and every one of you. Because when it comes down to it, rank does not confer power. It confers responsibility, right? What confers power? The people who lead. You guys give me my power by allowing me to